We are live! Welcome to the Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie show, sponsored by the Beacon Tap Signature Transportation Group and Mom and Dad Water. Cousin Donnie, man, I'll tell you, 3-0 against Uncle Jimmy this year. Another victory for those Signature boys. So
it was a good game last night. For a little bit of context, Jimmy and I faced at Forest Park last night in the league. Extra inning win for Signature, 4-3 in what was a really, really close game, and honestly a really fun game to be a part of, because your team came out fully stacked with no gloves starting next week. I think we were missing one starter. We were missing Mark Menizzi, but other than that, we were fully there. But it was a really, really fun game. It was fun to be a part of.
Yeah, wind was kind of howling in a little bit. But outside of that, it was a close, good game, and I think both teams will be ready to roll for next week.
I agree. I think both teams are pretty excited to be out there. There's a lot to talk about tonight, Jim. There's a lot to talk about. Go
ahead.
We had a bunch of tournaments that wrapped up on Saturday, and all the way from Iowa to down here in Chicago. So which one do you want to talk about first? We also have a great guest in store tonight, the MVP of the Papa Hops tournament, one of those tournaments that did conclude. Jimmy, where do you want to start before we have our guest on?
Before we get into softball and all the things that we have to talk about, I want to talk about today and what happened today at actually Papa Magoo's. So we had 98.3 out there today, the radio station. They were handing out Luke Bryan tickets. So I gave us a shout out for the Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie show on the radio. So I thought that was pretty cool for us, giving us a little prop on live radio.
There you go. 98.3. Hey, if anybody's listening from 98.3, congrats on your Luke Bryan tickets. And make sure you go to Papa Magoo's on Wednesdays for 50-cent beer.
Yes.
There you go. Oh, this is the new Papa Hop shirt, by the way, for this year. The gray with the orange. I think it looks nice.
Oh, wow. That is nice. Very, very catchy. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those days. It was one of those days out there I thought was really cool. It was, a lot of fun, and it made me think about kind of how do we market, our show, our game, how do we market our players, and there's just a lot of things we can do out there. And so, I think we're going to have a big announcement tonight. I think people are going to be shocked with what we're going to announce. And we're going to do that though a little later. Let's get into, let's talk about the Terry Moran. We're going to talk about Papa Hops when Tommy joins us. Okay.
Drew Lading says, I'm here from 98.3. So thank you for tuning in from 98.3.
Yes. Let's start with the Terry Moran tournament. I thought that the event, the day, it had a lot more people than last year. Yes. I took a picture with that too. You're absolutely right.
This is the 31st annual Terry Moran men's 16-inch division winning piece of paper.
Right. And I got to the championship with a bunch of 55-year-old men. And Donnie, you had a loaded stacked team, and you beat us by one run and by 3 runs.
Jimmy, wait. Hold on. Here, slow down here. Do you want to talk about the first game that we played against you guys and how it ended?
We can talk about it. I'm not embarrassed. I threw a strike to Lane Neiman. The umpire called it illegal. I got pissed off and threw 2 intentional balls to walk off the field. I have no problem with that. I'll talk
let me
about
set the
that
stage a little bit more. The bases were loaded. Jimmy threw a pitch where he thought was a strike. It was a little flat. Tony Ward, who was umpiring, said it was illegal. Jimmy then went into a bit of a tangent, and then then threw 2 straight balls for a walk-off walk for Mr.
Well,
Lane.
you got to announce. I threw the last one, and as the ball was even left my hand, I was walking off the field.
You're off the field.
Yeah.
Whether you are happy or sad, Jimmy, I'm gonna compliment you right now. Whether you're happy or sad, angry, you're always you.
Thank you, sir.
You're always you.
I appreciate that. That is a nice compliment.
You're welcome. But then we faced you guys in the championship. You guys had already played like 8 games. Couple tired bodies out there. We had a very nice team, but that's the team that we have every year. That's Jeff. Jeff puts together that team at the beginning of the year with the guys that we've had last year and the year before. So it's nothing out of the ordinary for the Stars and Stripes group.
Right.
A lot of our guys. So I will compliment Pat Moran. He ran a great event. I was happy to be a part of the championship game ceremony. He does a really nice job with that stuff. So thank you to Pat for having us be a part of it.
You're the great one, as we would
You are
say.
the great. You're the great one. You're the great one. You're the great one.
I think you're the great one, but either way, it was a fun day over at the Papa Hops tournament. I think the most important thing about that day was they did honor some of the old greats, the Terry Moran winners of the past, which I thought was awesome to see as well, and very cool for a lot of those guys to come out there.
Yep, like Bob Ancona was out there. He was the first person to be honored. We have Mary Patterson says, "Are you going to sell Papa Mudville T-shirts?" It's funny. Ben Diver said, "I think we all expected Big Chillin' to go deeper." I think Big Chillin' was Future, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was Future.
I believe so. Yes, I think it was Future. The team that I thought was kind of surprising to me was 30-38. I thought they had a nice squad. Mm-hmm. I know we beat them twice, which
you were their 2 losses.
Yeah, which was kind of a little shocking to me. I know we played a couple close games with them, but either way, it was, like I said, it was a fun, good, exciting day. So
agreed.
That kind of wraps up the Terry Moran tournament. So great job to Pat. I know he asked us for opinions on what he can do next year to make it better, and I'd suggest him to move that concession stand a lot closer so I don't have to bring my scooter out, go to the concession stand.
Your son was flying all over the place on that scooter.
Yes, he was.
Little Jimmy was, he might have went 150 miles on that thing during the day.
Yes, he did. So,
Jimmy, next thing we have to talk about. It's rare, and this has actually never happened before on our show, where you and I both select a team to win a tournament, and they end up winning a tournament. And that happened at the Class B Nationals with our boys, the Grave Diggers, taking home the B National Tournament. So congrats to the Grave Diggers for making us look great.
Yes.
And it was a classic game that went 9 innings in the championship.
And they won by 1-0 on a walk-off home run, right?
Yes. It was technically, I think, what would that be considered? There was a guy on first, and the hitter hit it over the left fielder's head. Would it be a triple?
It would have been a home run, yeah.
100%. But huge congrats to the Grave Diggers on their B National Championship. What did you hear from B Nationals? Did you hear some good feedback?
I reached out to Francisco on Facebook to find out who the MVP was. I didn't hear anything on who the MVP was.
Yeah,
I wanted to get him on the show tonight if there was an MVP of the B Nationals. But I heard that the tournament went very well. I know they had some rain out there early in the week, within the first day. But, Francisco usually does a pretty good job, so you don't really hear any negative feedback. And then when things go great, you really don't hear much chatter. So as normal, the tournament ran great. Francisco did a great job. I believe he had 25 teams for the B National. Our boys from Rick's.
I was going to say.
Right there. Our boys from Rick's took second place in the tournament.
Did.
So awesome run for them to come down and and do what they did. I know that they're a young squad out of Iowa, and I think we're going to be seeing more of them probably next year at the A level
Yep.
and beyond. So, it's definitely something that is really cool to see that these Iowa teams are coming to play the no glove, and they're placing very well in these tournaments, which is an awesome thing. So congrats to Ricks too. Hopefully Ricks is going to be able to come out and play the A glove, and then hopefully they make the trip to play major nationals, which would be
they had some nice players on that team come from Iowa. Nate Plum is the guy who runs that team and came up to both you and I in Marshalltown and said, hey, how do you think this team will do at B Nationals, at the B level? And I think you and I were both very supportive of him coming down and playing because we thought those kids had a good chance to make some noise. And I was happy to that he asked us and wanted our opinion on it. We would never stray him away from playing more softball. I mean, it was great for those kids to get out there and play the game.
Yeah, and I was happy for them to come down and support Francisco. We've talked about it on the last show. Look at all the teams that have come out of the B Nationals that have now made a jump to A or even the major level.
Great point.
38s, couple of years, 3-4 years ago, were B Nationals, right? So
YTD was a team for a while there.
Yeah.
There was one more big team.
10 Deep. 10 Deep was in the B, or Wolfpack. I mean, you've had some teams that have run. Future's another one that started to be nationals that made a run, right? So
they won B Nationals.
Yeah, so there's been a handful of teams that now are playing A or major ball because of Francisco, which is a great way to start and continue to grow the game. So congrats to our boy Francisco, as we always say. So
you had High Energy, YTD, Dirty 38s, Future, Crush, Wolfpack, Funk in the last years winning that tournament. Our boys, the Ribs, they came in 5th. They had a first round loss and battled back through that tournament to come in 5th place. Jimmy, your opinions, how does that look for the Ribs?
Well, the Ribs, I think, are going to be in a rude awakening come Forest Park.
I hope they do well. I really do. It's a lot of undeserved criticism for the Ribs right now. They're just playing softball. They got into no glove playing. It's not. I mean, they're doing something right to get the recognition.
Well,
I want them to do well.
In their defense, they were 7-1 at the time in the A League, which, hey, I mean, you're 7-1 in the A League. You deserve an invite to at least play in the playing game, and that's how Forest Park has always done it for many, many of years. They take care of the people that play in their league. It's their tournament and it's their invitational, so they can do what they want. So, in my opinion, it's a great thing for Forest Park and for them, right? I mean, they're a bunch of young kids, and it'll be their first taste of somewhat playing in the Forest Park tournament of the playing time. So on Tuesday night, which you and I will be out there announcing for the Hall of Fame. We're going to be doing the play-by-play for the Hall of Fame game, which usually lasts about 2 innings. And we're going to be doing some other things for Paul Rowan that day. So appreciate the invite. I mean, we're excited to get out there and do that, which is going to be a lot of fun. And I know we're going to bring some laughter to it as we always do.
Yes, we'll keep it family-friendly for the Hall of Fame audience.
Mm-hmm.
Or Jimmy, you will certainly give your best effort. But I'm looking forward to it. It's a great. Next week is like our Mecca, right? That's right. If you're not from Chicago and you're watching this right now, next week, No Glove Nationals week, the last weekend in July, is our Super Bowl. This is our top dog, right? Every team brings their best, brings out guys that help aid their team to try and win this one. So very, very grateful to be in the spot that I'm at, to get a bye in the first round and have a chance to win the tournament this year. So, Jimmy, and I have another update for you.
Sure.
I want to talk about last week on the show, we talked about an unfortunate accident with Peter Corral.
Yes.
He is doing a whole lot better now. Posted on Facebook, said thank you for the prayers and donations and things like that. Feeling a little bit better. So great to hear from Peter. Great on his wife for making that post, and it was great to see him back on Facebook and supporting. He's always on there, so we love to see it.
Yep. So Kevin Norris says he just popped through with a comment. Love the comment. Is it No Glove Nationals? When is a team from out of state wins and doesn't get in? It's No Glove Chicago. So, yes, Kevin Norr, that is exactly what happened. The team from out of state wins and doesn't get in. So that's how it works. But to the Forest Park defense, I believe, and I'm 99% certain they had the invites already picked
before
because the tournament was so late in the year before that. So, but Donnie, before we get into tournaments, I want to get to a league winner. So
that's it.
I want to pull up our boys, the Silver Bullets from the there you are, from the Silver Bullets League. As you can see there, the Silver Bullets won the Pioneer League, I believe. So congrats to the Silver Bullets. It's a pretty good looking picture there, Donnie. Oh, I lost Donnie. Donnie has now exited the building. So while Donnie is messing around with his internet, I'm going to get right into some of the softball tournaments that we have coming up here. First, we're going to start with the Dana Strong. As many of you know, true to my heart, Dana Strong is August 23rd this year. Currently, right now, I have 22 teams that have reached out to me and said that they're going to be in the tournament. So 22 teams have reached out. They are basically calling me on an everyday basis. That tournament's going to be at Wentworth Park, 5625 South Mobile Avenue in Chicago. It is the 7th annual Dana Strong. As you guys can see, all the proceeds are donated to her family, which is a fantastic thing. And I think last year we had a ton of opportunities to raise money and do a bunch of different stuff. So congrats to them as well. The next tournament here I wanted to talk about is in September. It's a couple months away, but it is, it takes time to book and plan. That is the Wisconsin Dells tournament. That's a softball tournament. As you can see, tacos and beers, 3-game guarantee. Rooms at the Delton Oaks Resort is going to be $99. The entry fee to get in the tournament is $450, but you're guaranteed 3 games. He usually does a pool play and then a single elimination tournament. So really cool type of tournament that Clem Greco runs out in the Dells. So if you need to reach out, you can reach out to our boy Staples.
Hey, James Padilla.
Yep, he is also helping Clem Greco run that tournament. So if you guys need to and want to get in that tournament, please, you can reach out to Donnie or I, and we can lead you in the right direction. So,
Jimmy, set aside a team. Set aside another team for Dana Strong for me.
Okay.
We're going to have a team.
I will do that. So we will be up to 23 teams. So that's really cool. I believe our boy from, before we get to our announcement, actually, we're going to bring Tommy on.
Yeah.
And why don't we talk about that? And then when Tommy's done, we're going to make our big announcement.
Cool.
What we have going on that you and I are going to do. So let's check Tommy and see what he's doing here. Let's get the Tommy in the green room. Hopefully he ain't drunk drinking Tito Vacas. Let's see. Oh, there he is. There's Tommy. What's going on, Tommy? How are you, buddy?
What's up? How are you guys?
Welcome to the Uncle Jimmy, Cousin Donnie show, my man. Sponsored by the Beacon Tab, Signature Transportation Group, and Mom and Dad Water. So how's it been since winning Papa Hops, which for those of viewers that don't know, Papa Hops is the biggest, we call it Southside tournament of the year. We actually now have major players not playing the game of major softball, so they're not considered eligible in that tournament. And it is now becoming one of the biggest tournaments in 16 in softball. So, Tommy, tell our audience a little bit about yourself and just kind of, what it's been like since Friday, since you guys won.
Oh man, definitely a lot of drinking. Had about 2 5 a.m. nights back to back with the trophy out.
Oh yeah,
so, yeah.
I saw a lot of Snapchats. A lot of going bar to bar.
Saw Julian. Julian was posting all over the place where the trophy was.
Yeah. Kelly's was they filled up the whole cup with bombs a few times for us. So yeah, we were all pretty drunk
awesome. I mean, it's pretty cool to see, honestly, and it's even better to see a bunch of my buddies actually win the tournament too. So, which is really cool. I know I was out with a lot of you guys on that Sunday over at Lawler's on 111th. So it was like I said, it was really cool to see you guys do it. And then I was able to party with you guys Friday night after you guys won it in Lawler's. So, but Tommy, for the softball world, I know you don't necessarily play major softball. You've dabbled a little bit. Tell some of the softball people about how you got started in the game and just kind of, what brought you to playing 16 in softball?
So I started in high school with our crush team. We don't play too much because the people got like new jobs and everything, and all their hours are messed up. So the team got broken up a little bit. So we started playing with Savage. But I fully started playing about 2 or 3 years ago. Otherwise than that, like when I was younger, I would only play Mondays and Wednesdays. But then O'Malley brought us on with Savage, with Tom Gutierrez and Julian and them guys. And then ever since then, we've been playing full time with them and doing all these tournaments with them.
Yep, it's good. That's a good group of guys that you kind of got started with. And Tommy's a great pitcher. Julian and Tom are definitely energetic people at the field. Good to be around.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you've been a part of a winning Papa Hops team?
Yeah. I first started with 2 years ago at FDS. Cheddar beat us in the second round, and then last year we drew Mint first round. They beat us, I think, like 8-5 or something. So yeah, that was the first time we.
So not only the first time was at the championship, that's the first time you made it back to the main diamond in front of all those people to play.
Last year our first game was at Kennedy on the far field.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, in front of all those people, talk to me about, because I played and made it out of the first round. Talk to me of what it's like to play in front of all those people in that tournament. Man.
Dude, it was crazy. On the outfield, they're all like yelling at you and stuff. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
There were so many people out there. It kind of felt like you're in like a football game or like a high school football game or a college game. It's pretty cool.
Sure. That's awesome, man. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
I was able to see you guys this year in Yuma, and I compare Yuma a lot to what Papa Hops is. Obviously, Papa Hops has a little bit more people, but the heckling and a lot of the things that you're talking about in the outfield, right, is what we see as well in Yuma. So no, it's a great atmosphere, I think, for Papa Hops, and congrats to Liam for what he does and how he puts that tournament together. I think people don't understand the amount of work and things that go into those type of tournaments. And so as that tournament continues to grow, I think it's only getting better for the South Side. And, I felt like this year, I felt early on the crowd was light. And then all of a sudden by the end of the night, it was like out of control. So it was so many people at the end of the night. It was insane. So congrats to Liam on another successful tournament. I haven't heard nothing on a negative side about it. I've heard nothing but positive things, which is in this day and age very hard to do.
That's rare, yeah.
So, but Tommy, tell us, are you ever going to look at playing major softball? Because I know that if you played major softball, you'd probably be one of the best outfielders in the game. And that's not blowing smoke up your ass, but that's just a way because of how fast you are and certain things that you do in your game. Have you ever considered playing major softball? Because I know Flash is all over you to come play next year. Let's be real, right? So,
yeah, me and my brother, we've talked about it. We're not sure if we want to do it or not yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm on the job desk for 3 and 9 right now, so I don't know what my hours would be. So I don't know how softball will go next year at all. And then Patrick's also he takes his boiler test in October, so he's not going to have the same schedule either. So we don't know what's going to go on with that yet either. So we've been talking about it, but we're just not sure what we want to do yet.
All right. So since Donnie and I are jagoffs, as Rob Grisano just says, "What's up, jagoffs?" Who's the biggest jagoff on the Gamblers this season in the Papa Hops tournament?
That's a great question.
Is Mickey Blestry count on the bench?
That's a great answer. That
is a great answer.
Oh, man. So, Tommy, we played against you in the second round. I was pitching for Lace, and you might know me very well because in the 6th inning, you came up with a runner on first, and I think you hit a ball 550 feet to left center for a home run. So that was cool. Thank you for doing that and, sealing the deal in that game. Other than that, that was your closest game of the day, I will say. But what was a really special moment for you on Friday, playing-wise? I know off the field, right, hanging out with the guys and partying, but I want to hear about on the field, what was the biggest part of your day, besides obviously hitting a home run off me 550 feet?
Just beating Yup and Bagel Boys. Because Yup, if you guys don't know, Yup beat us in Kennedy last year for the championship, and they use all their same guys, so it felt nice to beat them. And obviously, Bagel Boys is arguably the best team in there. Beating them was awesome too. But then just celebrating with the boys after too was all around off fun.
Mm-hmm. So you got the MVP, but I want to
Yeah.
know who was like the unsung hero from your team.
O'Malley, Tom O'Malley. He would have been my vote. I didn't think I was going to win MVP at first. I thought it was 100% going to be him. So he's definitely runner up for sure.
So Donnie, let's talk about why O'Malley was runner up, right? So our boy Bobby Filet,
Bobby
Filet Ronalds, okay, he comes in, he gets rocked.
He started the first game against Iron Horse.
Mr. No Hitter himself.
Yes.
Iron Horse beats him up. His confidence goes to the floor, and he brings in the savior, Mr. Tom O'Malley, and my boy O'Malley gets out there and shuts him down. And O'Malley rides out into the sunset, wins the next 4 or 5 games, and off the gamblers go as Bobby sits there and he's like, and credit to Bobby because
Bobby hit great. Bobby
came in to hit. He was hitting.
He came in to hit. I was going to get to that point. You cut me off, Donnie.
Sorry. I got to give my guy credit a little.
Yeah. I was going to give him credit. Incredible hair. Incredible hair. All right. Big arms. And he was, what, 5 for 5 at the plate is what I was told. So, Bobby Ronald, Bobby Filet, that's his new name. Okay. Mr. No-Hitter himself. Unfortunately, he wasn't 5 for 5, so he made up for himself. So congrats to Bobby Ronald.
Yes. Tommy, tell us one really funny story about Bobby Ronald if you have one.
So Bobby calls himself the fourth Coates brother. So like when he comes to Kelly's, he puts like duct tape and says Coates on the back of his cutoffs. I got a picture of it. I should have sent it.
That's funny. He loves wearing cutoff shirts.
Oh yeah, that's all he wears.
He's great arms. Man. So what does this do now for that Savage kind of Gamblers team? Does that put a bigger target on your back going forward, do you think?
Yeah, I would definitely think so. Especially, I would say in Kennedy also, because, I mean, it's most of the same teams from Kennedy there, too. We play, like, Lace, obviously, Mint, like, all the same teams. So I think, yeah, definitely a target on us, but I guess that's a good part. It's a good
next year you get a chance to defend your title, right?
Yep.
So
try to go back-to-back.
There you go.
Has anyone ever won it 2 years in a row, Jim, that you know?
I think Ignition. No, I think it's
been. I
Ignition?
think Mint won it twice in a row. Like early twice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think it was Mint.
Okay. I thought Ignition won 2 out of 3 years.
Is there a list of that? I can try to find it.
Yeah, maybe. So Tommy, since I know you haven't played some major tournaments yet, but you have played like an A National. You've touched a little bit in regards to what the game looks like outside of Kennedy Park.
Yeah.
Donnie, before I get to my last question, Donnie, do you have any other questions for Tommy?
We touched on the home run he hit off of me. Touched on Bobby Ronald's giant arms. We touched on. Hey, why do they call Tommy Shovel?
I have no clue, honestly. I just call him O'Malley. That's what Tom Gutierrez and all them call him. So I'm honestly not too sure about that.
Jimmy, do you know why?
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
Okay, good. All right, no problem.
So
okay, I found the list of winners since 2014. There's been one team that's won it 2 years in a row, and it was Mint in 2015 and 16. And then Jugoff's Ignition, Yahtzee. Jugoffs have won it twice, but not back to back.
So Ignition's only won it once?
Ignition's won it twice in 18 and 22.
Okay, so it was 4 years apart.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, which makes sense. That's a good. The cool thing is it's usually the same 5 teams, so it's nice to see gamblers.
Yeah.
Sneak in there.
Agree with you.
So, which is cool. But
and they lost in 2017 in the ship, so they could have won it 3 years in a row, but lost in the championship. That's actually a fun fact. Thank you, Nikki, for that. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah. So, do you have any other questions for Tommy in regards to
all good
his game? Tommy, what is the best element of your game? If someone was going to pick you up, what's the best thing that they're going to get from you?
Probably speed. I think that would be it.
So, Donnie, what he's trying to say, Donnie, is he runs like me.
Yeah, he runs. You could start at second base, Jim, and he could start at home, and he would beat you to the plate.
Probably would, but
He's
I'm good at stealing bases.
You are. You tried. I saw you.
Yeah. So, but anyways, Tommy. So I asked this question to every guest that's on the show. You know, softball. I know you haven't played too much at the major level, but I'm sure you've heard about it, and you've definitely have been a part of softball now for a handful of years. If there's anything in softball right now that you could change to make the game better, what would it be?
I would say maybe like get better leagues. Oh, I don't know if there has been or not. I obviously haven't been around, but like maybe if there was like a major A league more towards like South Side, like closer to us, I think maybe more teams would be in it. It's kind of hard when like there's a 9:45 game at Melrose and then people got to wake up at 4:30 in the morning for work. Like not too many people want to do that twice a week. So
yeah, that's a good point. So having one league on the south side, one on maybe like the north side, instead of having both of them on the north side. I mean, Forest Park is technically considered the north side, I guess, or it's south side but it's right there on the border. It's more north than south for sure. Yeah. So that's a good point, Donnie. Then that's a new answer. We've never had that answer before.
That's brand new. Thank you for that's a different perspective, right? Someone that lives on the south side, plays out there. How'd you guys do tonight in Kennedy?
We were beating Mint like 12-4, and then they ended up coming back. We beat them, I think, 14-12. Yeah, it was a long game. Yeah.
My guy Scar out there?
Yeah, Scar was playing.
Okay. That's my signature teammate. I'm a fan of his.
Yeah, I've been playing against him for a while. He's pretty good.
He's good.
Donnie holds all his signature people up on a pedestal.
I do. I have high praise for my guys.
You know. So, and I have high praise for my guys too.
I know. Well, Tommy, thanks so much, man. It was a pleasure chatting with you, and I look forward to meeting you and playing against you.
One more thing for you, Tommy.
What do you got?
Yeah, this is your part of the show before Donnie's trying to throw you off.
No, I just.
Do you have any questions before Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie?
No, not that I could think of.
Well, so.
All right, get the hell out of
here. All right, Tommy, man. Congrats again on the Papa House, buddy. We appreciate you jumping on really quick. I know you guys had a game tonight, so go get showered up, and we'll see you later, buddy. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Our boy Tommy Totes. That was really cool of him to jump in really quick before he went to bed. I know he's got to get up early, so congrats to the MVP of the Papa Hops, Donnie.
Yeah, that was awesome. I'm super happy he was able to hop on. I hadn't talked to him that much in my life, and I'm glad that we can now call each other friends from the Uncle Jimmy Cousin Donnie show.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Donnie, when you kicked yourself off, I was actually talking about this tournament, and I want to go back to it really quick because it kind of leads us into the breaking news of tonight.
Wait, before we do that, Jim, one thing.
Okay.
Come back over here. I have to give a shout out because I was personally asked to give a shout out. The Barstool team from the Papa Hops put a beating on the road in their first round. And they said, and I quote, coming for the championship next year. The Barstool boys are coming. They have a really good team. And they asked me personally to then reach out on the show and say, to kind of watch out everybody else because the Barstool team is coming full fury next year. And they're super pumped about where they've come from the last few years. I will not name the names.
Is that why they reached out to Uncle Jimmy for next year?
What did they say? Yeah, they're trying to recruit a little bit. They're trying to get better, and they're trying to win the tournament.
Yes,
my man, fellow Shamrock, asked me to shout him out, so I thought I would do it for him.
Yes, for sure.
Go ahead. Now you can go.
Shout out. But I want to get to, once again, the Dana Strong, August 23rd. So all those teams, please reach out to me. This is the 7th annual Wentworth Park. We're going to have hopefully the most amount of teams that we've ever had, Donnie. So I'm really excited for this year. The families are doing an incredible job raising money. We've sold a shit ton of raffle tickets. So things are going in the right direction to be the biggest year we've ever had in Dana Strong. And honestly, Donnie, we can't thank the families enough for everything that they do for the Dana Strong, which is awesome. I cannot wait. It's going to be a fun, exciting day, August 23rd. So
great great tournament, great cause. It's very well run. Wentworth is a fun place to be too because it's different. We don't play tournaments there, so it's cool to find a different atmosphere, a different, different couple fields to play at. A lot of space to hang out in between the fields and everything like that. I'm sure we will be doing some streams. There's an A level and a major level. That stuff's really fun. So thank you for putting that together. And I always look forward to playing in that.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's a lot of work but I don't mind doing that type of work because of the fact that the families that we do it for, the family that we started the tournament for, they're all incredible people, and it's a great way for us and the softball community to bring family and give back a little bit, which is awesome. So thank you to them. But I want to get to our news, right?
We got to give one more shout out, Jim.
You're doing the shout outs tonight. Who's
well,
the next
well, one team that we haven't mentioned that won a tournament this weekend was your boy, Drew Ladick, and the Cedar Rapids tournament. Let me give a shout. I have something to say about this tournament. F Town played Chucks in the championship. F Town said, "Let's drop the gloves. Let's play with our bare hands." And I respect that. I respect that they did that. They went up against, I would say Chuck's the powerhouse in that tournament. And Chuck's actually double dipped F Town to win that event. So shout out to Drew Ladig and Brady Fisher and all those great guys over there for winning the Cedar Rapids tournament. Now, Jim, the floor is yours for the big announcement.
Oh, well, before I get to the announcement, now you must think of something.
Shit.
Drew Ladick and the boys from Chalks winning the tournament. Congrats to them. And also, we'll get to see them next week.
Yeah, great point. Great point. All right, let me try that. Let me try it again. Jimmy, the floor for your big announcement.
All right.
Is all yours.
So here we go. Next year, Donnie, and right now for all those people watching, I want you to put in the comments the name that we're going to name this tournament for next season. This tournament is going to be a major, an A, or a B level tournament. Any of those teams can enter this tournament, okay? The tournament is going to be June 26th and 27th. So we are going to have a major A softball tournament. B teams are going to be allowed to play, Donnie. But the format, I think, is going to be awesome. And here we go. Here's the major announcement, right? So next year, June 26th, we're going to be playing softball at 5 parks, okay? We took a little bit of what the Papa Hops does. They use 3 parks. We're going to use 5. Our goal right now is to get 20-plus teams. If we get 24 or more, fantastic. We'll make it work. What we're going to do on June 26th is we're going to play pool play. So it's going to be a Friday night pool play. The 5 parks, as of now, that I have reserved already are going to be Oak Lawn, Forest Park, Clyde, Genera Park, and North Riverside. So a lot of the parks are in the same area of each other. On Friday night, we're going to have a host bar, okay? And what I mean by the host bar is that's the bar that the players, after the pool play, we want all the players to go to hang out, to party, bring the family together, whatever it may be. As of right now on that Friday night, I'm going to reach out to Lawler's Bar on Archer, which is right off of Harlem and Archer because it's centrally located, okay? Plus, Shane is a big supporter of 16 in softball, so we want to keep it in the softball community. And I think Lawler's will be able to handle that type of crowd on that night, which I think would be awesome for the game, for us, for everybody. Now, that Friday night, you would play 3 pool play games on Friday night. If you win your pool, the top pool play team will win money. It's going to be $450 to enter. That tournament, you're guaranteed 4 games. I think that's the biggest awesome thing about it is when we have teams from Iowa and teams from out of state traveling in, they're going to be playing 4 games. The tournament's going to be no glove, okay? But if you're a B team or an A team and you're not on the major list that we put out before the tournament, you'll be able to use a glove. It's your option. So, for example, if our Gravediggers are in the tournament and they play Signature, Gravediggers will have the option to wear a glove against the Signature team. Obviously, Signature is not going to be able to wear a glove because they're in the major list. And so that major list will go out obviously before the tournament. So if they play that team in pool play or they play that team in the single elimination tournament, that's going to be on Saturday, because obviously what you do in pool play is going to seed you for Saturday. Now, here's another cool announcement for Saturday. Our boy Joel is going to be helping us for Meatball City. He's helping us. We're going to have a handful of people that have already helped us, that have already reached out to. On Saturday, we're going to have a meatball contest in the parking lot. Okay. We're having 10. Our goal is to get 10 vendors. Punky's, Papa Magoo's, Michael Anthony's, Freddy's and Cicero, a couple other names that we brought up. They're going to have a meatball contest. We hope to get 10 vendors. We're going to rank the top 3 meatballs, best meatballs, and it's going to be by the people that walk through. So I think that'll be a cool event. Those vendors will pay $25 to get in the meatball contest. The first and second place vendors will get cash prizes in regards to if they win. So I think that'll be awesome. Third place will get their money back, which is really cool. On that Saturday, we're going to be using all 3 fields. That tournament will be at Genera Park. We're going to have it at Genera. The reason being, I think it's the best setup for doing what we're doing, what we want to do. After the championship game on Saturday, our goal is to actually have a band in the parking lot there, right outside of where we have the beer tents and everything else. Okay. I think this tournament, is everything that a lot of players have asked us for, Donnie, over the years. We have tried this now for 3 years. And the reason why we picked the weekend we did, and I want to share this, is I spoke with Ray. Ray is going to be moving his tournament a couple weeks ahead of time next year. So we're not going to be on a tournament weekend, which is the last weekend of June 26th and 27th. Okay. This year, the A Nationals was that weekend. The A Nationals is probably going to move to a weekend earlier in the year. You're going to have the North-South, the A Nationals, I believe the Carroll Open or whatever with the Midsummer, and then you're going to have our tournament, which will be June 26th and 27th. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be one of the best events of the year, the way we're going to make it, how we're going to do it too. We've talked a little bit about it. We're going to be looking for sponsors for those 5 fields that night. We want sponsors. Each field's going to have a director at that field for Friday night. Then on Saturday, all the directors come to Genera Park, and they'll be at Genera Park in case there's any issues, in case there's any things that maybe come up in the tournament. We have it all covered. We have a couple guys who are outside the softball world, who have been a part of the softball world in the past. And then we have guys like myself, you, Joel, and certain guys that are in softball now that will also be a part of the tournament and putting things together and helping out with everything. Kevin Duff has already reached out, which is an awesome thing because, Kevin and I are very close. So I appreciate Kevin reaching out already about that, which is great. He got a little wind of it the other night when I started talking to him at Forest Park.
He's probably excited.
Yeah, I seen the excitement. So go ahead, Donnie.
What we need from you guys, people watching and people that are watching in the future, what do we call it? What do we call this event? Because, we were thinking about calling it the Uncle Jimmy, Cousin Donnie Invitational or Cousin whatever, but that doesn't ring. I need a name. I need a good name for this tournament. So we were thinking about that, right? We could talk about all the teams that are in it. Jimmy, I'm
so
really
the 88 people that are watching live right now, please get in the comments, put some ideas in there right now on what we can call the tournament name. We have a lot of things in place. The cool thing is Robbie, he says we need to get umpires. Yes, we need 12 umpires for Friday night, and we're going to need about 8 on Saturday. Mm-hmm. There's no reason why. Yes, Drew, it's going to be a rostered event. We want real teams. We don't want put together teams. Yeah. But Drew, we are going to allow you to pick up other Iowa teams to come on in. We're not going to discredit you for that. If Chuck's is short a guy or two, and another one of those Iowa teams ain't playing, you could pick up a couple guys to come in and play. We're not saying pick up half a roster, but we're not going to also discredit you guys from picking up a guy or 2 or 3 to come in and play. I think that's only fair with you guys traveling and doing what you do. So Drew's saying the firecracker.
Primo says the firecracker. Jimmy, let me speak on this tournament. It's something different. It's something fun. It's going to be However, the cool part about this, Jim, is that it's a major rostered event. Now we
Yes.
have tournaments like the Terry Moran and the Danish Strong and things like that, where you can play with a group of guys. The Melrose tournament, right? You can play with a group of guys that you don't get usually a chance to play with. However, this one's going to be rostered, so there's going to be that seriousness to it now, not where you go out with guys that you don't really get to play with all the time. You play for fun. If you win, great. If
Right.
you don't, no big deal. There's the seriousness aspect of it with getting into a tournament with your team, trying to win. Obviously the prize money is great. I think it's a really cool idea that the A teams and B teams get to use a glove to even out the playing field, because as we've seen in the tournaments this year and last year and the last couple of years, top 4, top 5 teams are always in the mix, right? So now we've evened out the playing field with the gloves. So that way, for an example, right, like a Los Barachos, young up and coming A team, they draw 45s in round 1. That's kind of a lopsided game on paper. Even it out with the gloves, and they've got some athletes out there with gloves. It makes it a whole lot closer of a game, in my opinion. So it would be really, really cool. Pop said, does this include teams like Mint Gamblers, etc.? It would be rostered, so like you wouldn't have the people that, like, for example, Nate Mercado play with Gamblers and Papa Hops, right?
Right.
They wouldn't be able to have Nate, but they would have the Coates guys and Tommy and probably not Julian. Julian's a flash guy, so you'd have to work around that and figure out your rosters.
Well, to their point, if those players wanted to play with those teams, right?
Sure.
And leave their major team,
right?
That's their decision,
Right.
right? But I don't know many guys that will leave their major team to go play. But who knows? You never know. The cash prizes on this event, I think, are going to be the biggest hit. As we raise money and do what we do, I want this to be the biggest cash prize tournament of all of next year. I want it to be big time. We have a whole year. The reason why we're making this announcement now is because we want ideas. We want people out there right now that play the game of 16 in softball. If something pops in their head, we want to, who knows, maybe they know Joe of Joe who wants to donate and help us sponsor and whatever it may be. And that's why we're doing it now, because we have a whole year to put this together. A couple of the other guys that we've asked to meet next week are going to be in person meeting next week about what we could do to set up basically job duties, say, for the tournament, and we're going to run with it. The park thing was the biggest thing, which we locked up. There's a couple permits that I have to fill out, but I've gotten all the verbals, which is awesome. And a lot of those permits you can't submit till January 1st, but they know we're on the calendar and we're ready to roll. So it was really cool seeing all the parks and teams and things like that we've already talked to. Donnie, what if we get more than 24 teams, right? That's been a question asked to me. Well, then we got to find another park, right?
Yeah, need more field.
Right. Right now we're set up for 24 teams. We got to find another park and try to find more umpires. Right now, we're going to have to probably use some of the Kenny Park umpires if we can. We're going to have to try to find some of the SSA umpires. Maybe some of the major guys will have to ump, some other games.
Robbie's a good umpire. Kurt, Marola, those guys have umpired at the A level. I'm sure we'll use them if you're not playing.
Right. So, a lot of that comes down to that type of stuff. But I think the single elimination on Saturday, tournament ends Saturday night. I really don't want to start a tournament game on Saturday because I really want everyone to go to the bar. I really don't want to have a game before 11 a.m. on Saturday. So I'm trying to keep it later so people can actually go to the bar and enjoy themselves till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning on Friday night and still get home and have a good 7-8 hours sleep, which will be, in my opinion.
Very kind of you.
Yeah. Well, a lot of teams.
Bryce said he will ump, which is good. He's a good umpire out of Iowa. Go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of teams don't want to get up at 8 in the morning to play softball. I know, it's not favorable when you're out drinking and have a good time. And let's face it, these Iowa guys, hopefully we get Hall of Fame. Hopefully we get Chucks, Los Lobos. Hopefully we can get F-Town or Funk.
Yeah. Ricks will play.
I hope Ribs Ricks will play. I hope Stover doesn't play without a glove, but they're classified as an A team. So if they run up against a major, they'll be able to use a glove, which
Yep.
I think is a benefit to them. So, there's a lot of good here, I think. And of course, are we going to do things that maybe don't work and we got to tweak it? Absolutely. But this is year one. It's something that I want to make sure we continue to grow. And it's, like we said, Donnie, this is something that I want to make good for the game of softball. And we've done a lot of talking about it in the last 3 years. We've tried to do a lot of change. And unfortunately, we were unable to get those changes and those things. So we decided just to do it on our own. And that's Here we are, right?
Yep.
So what's your thought process?
Demons are in. Brandon says the demons are in, which is funny. Man, so that'll be June 26th of next year, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yep.
That's
June 26th of next year, which is a Friday night. And we are looking for those comments. Please get in there and write what we should call this tournament, right?
That's what we need from you guys, right? We will figure out the logistics. We'll figure out all the teams, umpires. We need you guys to name the tournament. Mary says, well, if you're holding it at Forest Park on Friday, you could just use the umpires that would have been there for regularly scheduled Friday night co-ed league, and they would get yet another bye week. And that weekend has historically been the Bucks for Burn Camp tournament. That is both a men's and women's division at St. Christina Mount Greenwood, and umpires were scarce there this year. So, Mary, thank you for the input. We appreciate that comment a lot. Love that. It's going to be just corresponding with the parks, right? Making sure that we're getting the parks on board, we're getting the umpires on board. And then you can have a great time. And really, that's all. That's really kind of what the goal is.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the cool thing I think about everything that's going on with softball, I wanted to make this announcement. The reason being is because I want to get it out there. And I know we're going to be seeing a lot of people coming in town this upcoming week. This could be a topic of discussion. This is what the players want. The players can talk about the tournament, how we make it better when all the players are out there Thursday night at Forest Park, and they're sitting there watching games and so on. We see the Iowa teams. We see a lot of the teams that are playing on Thursday night. Everyone's at the park Thursday and Friday. We want people to have the discussion on what we can do to make the tournament better and what we can do to just basically bring this to life. And I think the first step was getting the parks. We're pretty much past that. And now we will see, if we can get the teams. And now we got to ask to get the teams. So Donnie, I know did you see Butterfield? Will Glove get the Donnie 5-step drag? Yep.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I wonder where you learned that drag step from.
Who?
I don't know.
I've watched a couple games in my life.
Yeah, I bet.
I've seen some things.
I bet.
But it's exciting, honestly, how we talk about trying to grow the game and make the game better. Adding a tournament to the major schedule of events. It's pretty darn cool, in my opinion, and it only makes the game grow, and it will show people that you can host an event like this with the format. That's the most exciting part, in my opinion, Jim. Yeah. 4-game guarantee. There's no other tournament you can get 4-game guarantee. Right. So that's pretty darn cool, in my opinion. I think that's the driving factor. That's how you get teams from Iowa, you get teams from out of state to come play because it's so worth their time.
Well, Donnie, what if we get 40 teams?
Where are you going to host this, Jeff?
We'll figure it out, right?
Yeah. We'll have games in Marshalltown. We'll have games in Cedar Rapids.
We could use Mount Greenwood. Yeah. Mount Greenwood's got a gazillion fields.
Block party bender.
So.
Okay. All right. So it's June 26th of next year. So that's pretty exciting.
Yep. So with that, I think the one thing that really stands out to me, and that's going to be a cool little twist, is the meatball contest that's going to be in the parking lot on Saturday. Right? Fun. I mean, think about it. You're going to have single elimination games, so every game's going to mean something. You're going to have a ton of urgency out there, a lot of great softball, a lot of these A teams, if they beat a major team, that major team's done. There's no
They're done.
coming, right?
Yep. Yep.
Hopefully that we can get this tournament over by 7, 8 o'clock on Saturday night. We'll got to look and see how the format is. That's something we're going to do next week, how the draw, those type of things are going to work. We know how the pool play works. We're going to have 4 teams in the pool play, and those 4 teams are all going to play at the same field that night, and they're just going to rotate diamonds, right, when the game's over. So we're going to get 3 games in, and the top pool play gets pretty much the way we're going to look at it is you're going to have 6 pool play winners as of now, and we're going to hopefully try to have them get their money back, right? That's the key. So
love it. I'm checking the YouTube comments right now too. I'm kind of bouncing between both sites and trying to see if there's any comments on YouTube, just to see if anybody likes or is commenting a name of the tournament. So that's what I'm looking for, but nothing across YouTube right now. But keep them coming on Facebook. There's a comment from Jake Reynolds. Congrats on Papa Hops and the Cedar Rapids for Mr. Jake Reynolds. We have to do a 4-game guarantee for our Iowa State tournament. Different format, though. Everyone starts as major and then drops down to A and B. Maybe like you start at major, you lose 2 games, you're A. You lose all 4 games, you're B. I'm guessing how that works.
I'm guessing that's how they run the state out there, because they run it where they have different levels for each team. So, which I like. That's a cool way how they do it out there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Jake, we're not going to do it that way here, right? So.
Jake wins Papa Hops in Chicago, and I think he thinks he runs it.
Yeah, I love Jake. He should go back to powerlifting, right?
He's great.
He should. Maybe those Jagoffs will have to show up again and show him up in his gym, huh?
Yeah, Mickey.
Don't make me call Mickey.
I'm happy that we talked about this tonight, Jim. It really is cool.
Yes, because I want people to discuss, talk. We want to promote, and I think that, what if I can get Rismondo to come play?
Would they be a major with the glove?
They don't get to play with a glove. They'd have to play barehanded. But
yeah, they're major.
Did talk to our boy Travis Clark today. Had about a half-hour conversation with Travis. Travis said that they started the year slow and they've been hot at the late.
They won the
Smokies. They won the Smokies, and they are getting excited to play 16-inch.
Are they?
And the team are asking, when is the tournament? What do we do? When we go? And all that type of stuff. So the excitement in his voice is there, and they're coming to win again. They're not coming to lose.
They don't do anything to lose.
No. So I did tell him about the home run derby. And my ideas for the home run derby. For those that didn't watch last week, we want to. I've asked the SSA if we can run the home run derby this year, and the format of having the 230-foot fences. You're going to hit 14 16-inch balls. The 15th ball is going to be a 12-inch. And if you hit the 15th ball over the fence, you would get a 16th ball, which will be a 12-inch. If you hit the 16th one, you'll get a 17th. If you hit the 17th, you'll get an 18th. And if you hit the 19th, that's it. We're ending at 19 pitches, which is 5 12-inch balls. So you can hit an additional 5 12-inch balls over the fence. Guys I'm excited to see to hit the 12-inch, though. Jake Reynolds.
Yeah.
Matt Mackey. Al Wright. I mean, of course, us. There's no doubt.
Al Rice, that was random. I would love to see Al Rice at a 12-inch ball because he mashes a 16-inch ball.
Right. So that format, I did the draw out from home plate to where the football field is. It's over 500 feet.
Yeah.
I talked to Travis today about getting 12-inch balls for the event. He said it won't be a problem. We'll order a case. So that's really cool to hear.
How many balls are in a case? Do you know?
24.
How many? So they just played the Smoky Mountain tournament where it's unlimited home runs, and the final score was like 55-54. I actually think Resmondo won the championship game like 53-23. They like 20 ruled Roof X or whatever, 30 run ruled them. However, how many balls do they go through in one game?
Be great to know.
Right? And they scored 55 runs with unlimited home runs. Do they just get a new ball every time someone hits a homer, or do they have guys shag those and then bring them back?
I don't know. That's a great question.
My mind is racing. Does anyone know that? Can anyone tell me that in the comments?
Not really sure. I haven't seen Jordan Pierce said block party bender. I know we said that. I haven't seen. Please get the name out there. He said Wes can smack a 12-inch. I'd like to see Wes hit a 12-inch.
He can hit. He can hit 12-inch pretty far
in the home run derby. The plan is that Friday night, Donnie, is to get the fans, the players, to stick around and watch that home run derby. And I also have a special announcement too.
Okay.
I spoke with our boy Steve Cashel today.
Oh, okay.
And Steve Cashel is going to come out and announce the home run derby with you.
Oh, no way.
Over the mic.
Oh, no shit. That's awesome.
Yeah, he said that as of today, he is available for that night. And Steve is going to come out and announce, I'll probably be the guy behind home plate counting the home runs, right? And someone writing them down. And maybe I'll be mic'd up. And
cool.
you and Steve will be on the mic.
Play color. That's awesome.
Play-by-play for the home run derby. And I know they have a speaker sound system out there. So all the fans will be able to hear you guys speak, which I think will even be more cool. Because when the guys are hitting home runs, right? I mean, you want to kind of make fun of them a little bit, maybe have a little joke or two.
Sure.
And they smash a ball 500 feet. So.
Oh, that's awesome. That's super exciting.
Yeah, so I think that's another cool thing that is a great thing. And Steve was the announcer for the Bulls, right? Mm-hmm. He did a lot of Chicago Bulls in the 90s, early 2000s, things like that. So I think it's just another element. And he does all the Hall of Fame dinners.
Yeah.
He was excited that I even asked him, which I thought was really cool.
Steve Cashel runs a TV show now locally called The Golf Scene, and it's like a local TV show about certain golf courses and golf items in our area. And I've been on that show twice. The Golf Scene. That's my shining moment. Yep.
So. Yeah, like I said, I'm excited about the home run derby. I'm excited about Nationals. I'm excited about Forest Park, obviously, next weekend. Who's not? But I'm also excited about next year. It's something to look forward to. It's something different. And I want to see it done at the major level. We always talk about it, and some of the ideas get done at the lower levels. But as you and I know, Donnie, it all starts with the major teams and works its way down. And this is something that I think you and I can continue to do. And then when I'm even gone, you're going to take it over, and you're going to run with it.
Where the hell are you going?
I don't know. I mean, at some point I got to step away, right? I've got kids and everything else.
Sure. Hasn't slowed you down yet, Jim.
You're the protege.
That's right. That's cool. I'm happy with that.
So, no, it has not slowed me down. But
no.
I think with what's going on in today's game and you're the great one. So I think it's an incredible thing.
I am not. You, my friend, are the great one. I think that video is reference to you, which is funny. What a day. What an event. Great.
It was pretty funny. So getting back on the tournament though. Okay. I also want to say that we want B and A teams to come in the tournament.
Agreed.
We want them to play against the better competition. We also want the better competition to play in this tournament. I think that's the other thing. We want the 45s. We want Flash. What do you think about the Friday night host bar? The idea that I came up with about, I understand that every team might not be able to go. I get that. But hopefully most of the teams will go and we'll be able to have like some type of somewhat like family environment like we did that night in Iowa at Old Timers. I felt like that night was so cool. The vibe was cool. I think we could repeat that at Lawler's on Archer. And it's centrally located. And that's why I picked Lawler's. And Shane, like I said, is a big contributor in the game. So
great idea. It's like Old Timers, everyone knows Rod. Rod gives back to the game a lot. Shane's similar in that aspect. Great person. Gives back to the game, sponsors, all that kind of stuff. That's kind of the same vibe that I get with that. So pretty darn cool that you would pick Lawler's and then everyone can enjoy themselves on Saturday at the park when there's a concert and the tournament wraps up. Whoever wins, maybe has to give a shout out to them on stage or whatever, but we want to make sure that they're recognized for that. But what a great event at Lawler's to just bring some business to them and then show the support from the 16-inch community.
Yeah, and so Drew just mentioned, is there going to be live music at the fields? Yeah, the plan is to have live music Saturday night, right after the championship game ends, in the parking lot of Gennaro Park.
Live karaoke.
No, let's not get crazy. But I think that is the plan. We'll have a band play for a couple hours, and I think everyone will be able to hang out. And then once the band's done, the beer tent everything will close. The other cool thing is I'm going to try to ask a local bar in Berwyn, either Godsons or Michael Anthony's.
Laverne's is right there.
And Laverne's or Godsons or Michael Anthony's. I know both of them very well. So maybe come out and run the beer tent. So have them get the permits and things needed for the Berwyn, and have them run the beer tent for that Saturday, and have that at the park where, even if they want, they could even do it Friday night. I just, with the 4 teams there, I don't think it's necessary. I think it's more necessary for Saturday, and we'll do that Saturday and have it basically ready to roll for the whole day. And let's face it, with the band and everything else going, I think it'll be a cool environment. The vendors, it's just going to be something different, So, so that's what I've got for that. We talk about supporting bars and we talk about those things. I want to make this announcement, the night of softball nationals, that Friday night, if we do the home run derby and we're a part of the home run derby, either way, just so you guys are well aware, Papa Magoo's, we will have a live band starting at 10 o'clock on that Friday night, and it will play to 1 in the morning. So when we get out of the field late around 10 o'clock, a lot of the players will go back to the bar and the band will be starting. It's a phenomenal band. Madison does a phenomenal job. She's a great singer, and it's already being promoted on Facebook. There's over 100 people already interested coming for this event. So I can only imagine what the place is going to look like that night. I do have the gambling machines. I do have the outside patio now completed. It's going to be a great night that night. It's going to be a lot of fun. So
cool. I love that.
Yeah, so it'll be really entertaining and a lot of fun for a lot of the new softball guys that are out there that haven't been to Pop Magoo's. Hopefully they can join us that weekend, Friday and Saturday. Yes, we're another year experience. So my staff is, going to be a lot better than it was last year with only being open 2 weeks before major nationals. So, and we got
Tony's going to be pumping out meatballs at that place.
Oh yeah. He'll be pumping out meatballs and Al will be eating them.
I love it. What good dynamic you have at Papa Magoo's over there.
Yeah. Can't fix stupid. What can I say?
But you can hire them.
That's right. But I can hire them. But they're my guys. They'll say I'm hard on them, but I'm not hard on them. So
I believe. I've seen you. You're easy on them.
Yeah. So, Donnie, any other thing for us that you want to cover?
Covered everything I had to cover in this wonderful show. I always keep notes, man. That's it for me, Jim. Thank you for tonight. Thank you for everyone that hopped on. I still want to see comments in the chat, please, for what you think we should call this tournament. So far, we have the Firecracker, which is a pretty good one. It's right before the 4th of July, I guess, which is cool. But we want more names. We want more names of this tournament. So it's on you guys.
Yeah, and so as you can see, little breaking news at the bottom of the screen. The tournament, July 26th and 27th of 2026. So, I think it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be great. And hopefully you players are going to be as excited as we are to get this thing going and get this started. Donnie, I'll leave you with this question. If we run this tournament and we do this tournament like we are next year, and you play in our tournament, is Papa Hops going to consider us a major tournament where if the gamblers and some of these teams that we want to get out of Kennedy play in it, are they going to be ineligible then for Papa Hops?
Great question. I would like to say no.
No. Yes.
I would say no.
No.
Yes, no.
I would say no. Right? I mean, you got to think that Tom and some of these guys are going to say no because teams are playing with their normal rosters. So if gamblers got in, they're not really considered major.
Right.
Right? If Yup got in.
Savage, Yup, Ignition, teams like that get in.
Right.
They would go in as one of the A teams, probably, right? Even though they're as good as any major team. It would just depend on who they have. You know what I mean? It would just depend, like, if the Gamblers had all those but are missing Nate and Julian, would you consider them an A team?
I mean, that's something that we'd have to consider, right? That's why we have a board.
Scotty and Jake.
Well,
but
once
yeah,
again,
great question.
those guys would I look at it this way. The major teams are going to get in. The major players are going to play with their major teams, right?
Yeah.
I would think 99 out of 100 would. Okay.
Yeah.
So the ignitions, those guys that I would hope, and I hope that some of them are watching this show, that they would want to play in this event. It's going to be a cool event, and I'll even talk to Liam to make sure that this event does not count against them for major softball. Because if the whole teams play, right, then that whole team's going to be ineligible for Papa Hops. That wouldn't be right.
Yeah, that would hurt. That would deter a lot of people from playing.
Right. So hopefully I can get Liam from Papa Hops or Zoe to say that. I know Zoe has a little bit of say with those guys. So it's just something that we have a spammer, huh?
Do we? Where at? Let's see. I got you with a follow sub. You can sub to my YouTube channel, DH Baller. Hell yeah! What's up, DH Baller?
DH Baller. So that I think is something that we would have to talk with Liam. I mean, I don't see why Liam wouldn't care, right? I mean, why would it matter?
Yeah.
You know who the major players are and the major teams are, right? So
and we would decide that, right?
Right. And we'd have a list for that.
I hear you.
Am I missing something here? No, right?
You nailed it.
So do you think that the Kennedy Park teams would play in an event like that?
Yeah, I think so.
And if I can make with Oak Lawn being a location,
they would play in there, yeah.
Maybe we can, with 8 teams being out there, I could put some of the Kennedy Park teams, if we get a couple at that park, make it close in vicinity for those guys.
That's funny.
Joey Carbs. Maybe we could call it the Carbs Invitational.
Joey Carbs Classic.
The Joey Carbs Classic.
Or we can say like
scores
tournament for the dead.
Tournament for the dead. I don't know.
And the Gravediggers.
The Grave, yeah. I don't know. I mean, we got to think of some names. Once we find a catchy one, that'll be the one we go with.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, hopefully people will put in the comments, guys, so we can do a vote on the tournament name. Please, as you're watching this show on back and replay, whatever it may be, please put in the comments what the name of the tournament be. Please also do us a favor, get on our Facebook page, click the 3 dots, and invite all your friends on Facebook to follow us and like us. This is a page we say we want to create for the player union that we're going to talk about here after nationals as well, Donnie. So we got a lot on our plate, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. And as we always say, we're going to make it happen if we put our minds to it, right?
Yeah.
Joey Carbs says that's the 50 and over nationals. Well, I don't think so.
DH Ballers Invitational.
The 50 and over nationals is not that weekend because that's the A Nationals weekend. There's no way.
Yeah.
And with Ray moving it, there's no tournament that weekend.
I think that's the Joey. I think it was referred to the Joey Carbs Classic. Stars and Stripes Classic. There you go.
Stars and Stripes.
There you go.
The Mudville Meatball Invitational.
That's good.
That came from Jake Reynolds. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
You said Stars and Stripes.
Stars and Stripes Classic. That's good.
Or maybe we can just get a sponsor
and name it after them.
Name it after them. So the Dad Water Classic.
The Black Iron Barbell Classic.
Yeah, Black Iron Barbell Classic. Oh, we know a guy or two in that black belt, don't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah. So hopefully Jake, hopefully the Chuck squad makes it down to the tournament. I think for them it'd be most beneficial they're going to be guaranteed 4 games without a glove. I think that's right. I mean, think about it. Those guys don't get to play league games like we do, Donnie.
Yeah, I agree.
So, really cool. But
All right, man.
anything else for you, my man?
It's a wonderful show. We'll see you guys next week, Tuesday.
We are, Tuesday we're going to be live at the Hall of Fame.
We'll be there.
And then when are we going to do our Forest Park
recap
show? We have to pick the bracket special.
We'll converse. We'll be live.
Maybe we'll be live Monday night or Sunday night for the Forest Park bracket special. So
yeah, figure that out.
All right.
See you guys later.
Donnie, peace.